Hi and welcome to this week's Woohoo Wednesday. I'm decided to do this week's Oracle spread around what is the full moon illuminating from within your soul. So if you have chosen card number 1, this is your Oracle spread for you. So the very first card is up here, up the top, which is the Chaos card. The next card is the Love card. The third card is the Transformation card. The fourth card is the Change card here at the front. And the last card is the Stop card. Now, when I have a look at these cards, the very first thing that comes to mind for the disconnection, for the Chaos card, the message at the bottom says disconnection to self. What your soul is illuminating to you at this very point in the full moon is that you are someone that is easily affected by other people's energy, which means I would say you would definitely have empathic ability. So when you're around people, you're absorbing their energy. There has been a moment in your belief system that believes that in order to really connect with someone energetically, you have to transpire and allow their energy to come through for you to be able to connect with them. And that's not the case. That's an old pattern. So that would be something to be really closely looked at. Where is those limiting beliefs coming around, thinking that the only way to connect with people is to allow yourself to absorb their energy, because all that's doing is creating such a huge disruption within your own energetic field. I would say you would display symptoms of one moment feeling like, you know, high vibrational, feeling so much clarity and focus, and the next minute just completely depleted, exhausted, lack of focus, scattered, and find it that you're in this whirlwind of being able to want to be around people, want to be away from people, want to be around people, want to be away from them. And therefore, that's not really your innate, natural, aligned energy. Yours is to be able to understand what it is to be an awakened empath, something that's empowering, something that allows you to be able to energetically connect with them but not take on board their energy, knowing how to disconnect from that. Knowing how to be able to read into your own energy is going to be something that is really important, to be able to know when you're around certain people, how does that impact your energy, and therefore be able to make immediate changes to counteract that disruption, that entering of another person's energy into your energetic field. Which brings me then to the next card, which is the card of love. That's an act of self-love, is protecting and looking after your own energy. It is one of the most foundational spiritual practices to learn how to protect your energy, but it's also the very thing that we tend to overlook and forget to do. And so therefore the act of self-love in this card, which is around the thing that stands out the most for me, if you have a look at this card, is that it's got red and pink, but around the border is this heart. You cannot stay completely aligned within your own self and have a real sense of connection and a real sense of understanding and a sense of self if your energy field is disrupted by others. So the thing I would love to be able to support and be able to share with you is to get into a daily practice of recognizing how your energy is affected when around certain people, and then make different decisions based on if that happens all the time. If your energy is massively impacted by it, then considering, is this a good fit for you? And the second option is also around practicing protecting your energy every single day. Get into a daily practice. I know when I started working with people over 20 years ago, that was something that I practiced 2, 3, 4 times a day, because I did work with clients. And for me, I just thought to myself, I didn't want to think that my career would be cut short because I was unable to be able to maintain my own energy but still have a deep connection with people. And because of that spiritual practice that I spent massive, I would say I would probably invested at least a year doing that spiritual practice multiple times throughout the day, to be able to be in a place where I am now, where I'm very, very rarely is my energy ever affected by other people. So I'm speaking from experience that getting into that spiritual practice is going to be the greatest gift that you give to yourself, which is an act of self-love. Therefore, that will give you a huge transformation, because therefore you'll be able to understand what is actually going on within your energy field, because when your energy is disrupted by other people, it makes it very difficult to be able to understand what issue or what problem is actually yours or what is potentially someone else's. So when you get into that practice of grounding in and protecting your energy, you're going to have this huge transformation, because therefore you're going to be able to discern what is actually going on within your own energy field, and therefore create massive transformation around being able to go in and do your own soul work. It's so important to remember that as much as it's wonderful to be an empath, it's also vitally important to remember the impact and how to work with that energy so you can keep being the most beautiful divine soul that you are. Therefore, learning to transcend through those old patterns and behaviors and thought processes, break those underneath the full moon, which will be your greatest blessing and allow you to be able to create some massive transformational change. As this card says, it says positive change is occurring on a soul level. It is safe for you to emerge from behind the mask. When your energy is constantly compromised by other people, it makes it very difficult to want to be able to come out and really radiate your own true soul essence. One, because you're not really sure what is yours and what's others. But once you break through that, you're going to feel like this, almost like, you know, the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, feeling like you're ready to emerge, because you have such a more deeper understanding around your own energy, protecting it, nurturing it, looking after it, and doing the soul work. And therefore you're going to notice that there's going to be so many beautiful, subtle yet powerful and potent shifts that occur within you, because once you start recognizing that sometimes when you're around certain people or around certain situations, and the negative impact that it can have on you and the lasting effect that can have, once you know that, you can't unknow that. And so therefore that will really urge you to be able to make different considerations that are much more aligned with you. You can be a gorgeous empath and have an amazing impact on the world without it impacting on you, because as an empath, if you continue down that pathway, you end up with a lot of health problems. And that's so sad, because you're given this absolutely gorgeous gift of being an empath, not so that it hurts and harms you. It's there for good, so use it for greatness. And therefore, once you feel like you've gone through all of that beautiful transformational change, it's time to stop and to rest and repair. A lot of the time we underestimate the impact of how important it is for rest. For in rest is where all the cellular work that you've been doing here within these other three cards is leading to that point of allowing your physical body to then restructure to all of this new energy and shifts that have occurred within you. Our physical body does take a lot longer for that restructuring side of things, but it's worth the investment. Sometimes it could be just needing to curl up with a blanket and sit out underneath the stars, or sit out underneath the sunshine, if that allows you to. Allow yourself to just daydream. Whatever it is that feels that there is a rest component within it is going to speed up that process in which your body can go in and do all of the inner work to be able to restructure everything and bring things back into a beautiful alignment. And if you give yourself permission to go through that process of rest, you'll find that your body, mind, soul, and spirit will recover so much more quicker, feel completely aligned, and therefore you'll become this luminant being that can just shine with so much more radiance and confidence. So I wish you all an incredibly powerful and amazing full moon. For me, that's always a time of such blessing, because it provides us with this portal to be able to go forward and cleanse and heal anything. So it allows us to be able to be closer to our true authentic self. So I wish you an incredibly amazing night of healing and transformation and shifting, and please feel free to leave a message below and let me know how this connects with you. So much love to you. Take care. This is from Rachael Thompson Phillips. See ya.